mother just like they are. Yeah, lit like a quasar. Treat your little face off. You only keep complaining cause your mother just got laid off. Yeah, you just a fuck debate on a devil date. See you haters, this I dedicate. Then I levitate. Took the weed and watch it medicate. Then I levitate. Going up into a better place. We say heaven gates. Like you niggas made from dust and water. What's a Play-Doh? The building blocks that I be talking about and using Legos. They making so much money, got me stepping my fingers like a Play-Doh. Shit got me so geek, every place that I can be, I'll be spatial. Play by no bunches, but I gotta get the bag. You going down nothing, so you gotta fit the bag. You about to take it back, so you ain't gotta quit the bag. But you think just like the music, nigga, all your shit is trash. Play by yeah, okay, everybody knows. Let's say you can do it, act like Dolo don't exist. I've been through the pain, and I flew a plane. You can bet your bottom dollar, I'ma do my thing. I'ma give you some hate, give you some hate, give you some hate, give you some hate. Fight boss, bitch. Give you some hate, be your motherfucking face, bitch. Yeah, look up in the sky, see the blood patches. Get the industry that want me to be Michael Jackson. The government been watching all your idols' actions. That's the reason why you think this life's attractive. Yeah, look up in my pants and it's a play I'm packing. You are not yourself and all the lights is flashing. Yeah, don't really give a fuck if you don't like my fashion. If you do, you really starting to sound just like a faggot. Yeah, hit her with the left, then a right with the hook. Bitch, it ain't my fault you put your life in a book. I be on a plane with the lead, tossing clips. I'll be the game, shit is dead, off the rip. Okay, ashes to ashes, the dust to dust. Stuck in the backseat, a rubber clutch. Cover the cats in the double dutch. Never give a fuck about a double cut. The who is who, so the such and such. From the bag is the one that's going up the up. DJ Khaled is another one. You a liability, you can't go with us. Or it's gonna be a long day. You need to be the regular path and the rest of you been going down the wrong way. Tell you right now, stepping up, I told you are in the wrong lane. Ride to the real star long, third spot. I ain't talking wrong game. Bye bye. Yeah, okay. Everybody haters. Best thing you can do is act like Dolo don't exist. I've been through the pain, and I flew a plane. You can bet your bottom dollar, I'ma do my thing. I'ma give you some hate, give you some hate, give you some hate, give you some hate. White boss, bitch, I'ma give you some hate, give you some hate in your motherfucking face, bitch. Fight, 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 and fight, 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 fight. That's right. Fight, 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 and fight, fight, fight. All right now.
Oh, for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you something to hate. I'm gonna give you smack monkey something to hate. Real stuff. A whole long time, long lifetime, long line of reasonings and trains of thoughts that could deal with something got to do with hate. You better believe it. You know what I'm saying? Any position you need help to be put in, if that's what you like to do on earth, best believe God put angels down here that'll do it for you. Angels will give you all kind of stuff. That's what you like to do. That's what you're talented about. That's what you like to be in the energy of. Angels could do it better. We just gonna show you how to find the energy you looking for. You like to hate? Call him now. Say 1-800 Mr. Cleo. Say, hey, I give you something to hate. I'll give you the divination, the tarot card reading, the astrological circumstances in the sky. I'll be giving you mathematics. 4 plus 8 equals goddamn 19. All kind of weirdo stuff that you won't think is really the reality of stuff and things of that nature. You'll be like, no, this don't make sense down here. It do to me. Just another form that I could create for you to hate. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. Hey, 1 plus 1 equals 3. Oh, better than that. Old MacDonald had a farm at 18 years old. Oh, smack monkey face. Smack monkey face. And anybody who ain't get their readings yet, I'm going in right after the live stream. Y'all know I'm just taking a little. This is a live stream break. You know what I'm saying? Like this is like when we just chop it up. You talking to your spiritual next door neighbor. You know what I'm saying? For everybody and stuff like that. Breaking us in for the we'll get 12 minutes, but we're gonna break it down a little bit right now. You know what I'm saying? New moon in Libra. Yeah, a lot of opposite energies from Chiron. A lot of opposite energies from the North Node. You know what I'm saying? A lot of sextile energies going on with the goddamn Lilith. Opportunities for you to feel embarrassed for no goddamn reason. Why are you feeling embarrassed? What's the reason for it? You don't know. Up, transits in the sky. Get ready to be washed up under the current. Get ready to prevent yourself from experiencing an opportunity or a gate to be open, a portal, a stargate. That's what those things is just experiences. Look, spirits and your spirit being inside of a mind. When you create a circumstance in a situation, which is an event, that's the portal. That's the stargate. Minds are stars. When they bend in and create an event for your spirit to walk through like a door to experience, that's walking to a stargate, walking to a portal. Why else do you say, man, what did I get myself into? How do I find myself out of this? Where is my way out? See what I'm saying? So that's how you, sometimes y'all could be in the wrong esoteric areas and stuff like that, dealing with the wrong spirits, and you get possessed by a spirit. And then it'll have you plan out these characteristics. Then once you wake up and realize you're in a sunken place and want to take back control over your higher chakras, not just the root chakras that deal with desires, then you'll start to realize you've been taken advantage of, and you were shaking hands with a couple of spirits, thinking that whatever their characteristics that they was fulfilling your higher chakras with to have you in a sunken place was going to get you better outcomes. And then once you realize it's monetary gains and you start to feel like the world is on your shoulders spiritually, you can't uphold all those characters and those spirits that's got you in the second place at the moment, ain't gonna be responsible for anything or any outcome that they used your body to express. And then it's gonna be you telling people, oh, I apologize, I wasn't myself. It's gonna be you telling the judge, oh, I don't remember. It's gonna be you telling that manager, oh, I must have been beside myself or something like that. All these are different allegories of you wanting yourself. You was put in the sunken place. Some other spirit was taking over your ass. So I ain't no excuses. Now I'm not giving no smack monkey reprobate humans no more excuses. You just can't jump in the world and claim you spiritual. You got to do the real work. So spiritual people, all my content creators out there, astrologers, Jim, Crystal, Tarot, whatever like that, you better start teaching for real. Because ain't no way we going through all this stuff and stuff like that, and that ain't respected. So that's the actual shadow work. You got to do that too for you to call yourself spiritual if you're a person that's just getting into this. We can't be skipping the little stuff. Content creators and spiritual people like me, especially me, I'm Uriel, I don't even count. But it's little stuff that y'all bypass every day that y'all look at as normal and then call yourself spiritual in areas that ain't got nothing to do with it. No, you take care of that normal stuff first. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. You take care of all that, the regular stuff first. All the good, juicy shadow workings first. Then you come out and say I'm spirit. Then you come out and say I'm doing some good dark work or light work or cardinal work or equilibrium work, whatever the case, these light forms we call them. Then you can say you working for others or you serve humanity. Until then, you serve yourself. So you need to know that. Don't serve yourself and make it seem like you're serving others. I see that every day when I click on the news channel for presidents and stuff like that. I don't want to see no humans keep following their kind of concepts. Y'all better stop that. Real stuff. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have a change of heart. How we relate. Libra ain't all about relationships. That's external. Everything has an external masculine, internal feminine representation, but it's up to the spirit to always find an equilibrium, to put both perspectives in their right place before you get confused. You see what I'm saying? So love and things of that nature, or Venus is stuff. I mean, not Venus, but when it comes into relationships, that's external. Internal is what kind of relationship you have with yourself. That's the first starting point of being unbalanced. And a lot of actual Libras, Sun, Moon, and Ascendants, and Venus signs, and sometimes North Nodes if you're the higher octave and you went through a lot of getting comfortable with uncomfortable circumstances. Every now and then, they don't understand that's the starting point. Then they get online and don't be listening to astrologers that know anything. So they'll be thinking that, oh, I just like relationships. No, it's about, if anything, it's a yin and yang. The yang is external. The yin is internal. And if anything, you have to compare and contrast which one is first. And last time I checked, the inside be first. We created everything from the inside out. So even when you get into Libra, I think when we talking about if you the real esoteric spiritual person, we talking about the relationship with your goddamn self. And it don't stop there if you the real esoteric person with this knowledge. When we're talking about the 4,000 Cancer, we're not actually talking about your mother. We're talking about your maternal and nurturing nature that you got. whether you're a male or female, your ability to have that feminine energy that can teach you what it means with emotional intelligence. That's your internal mother, heart chakra energy. Your father. We ain't talking about ninth house. We ain't talking about the sun. We're just talking about the energies that it carry. Not your actual father, but the energy the sun carry that teach you from what you're looking at that you need to learn. So if you do these things and when you become an adult, you become disciplined. All spirits are trying to do their sun sign because when you're born, you was born underneath or when that sun was in that position. So it's something that you are aware of that you strive to be other than someone else who was born at a different time. You strive to be that light ray at that time. So it's your man or woman, your thought and feeling that you strive to be, but can't fully be that maximum potential in the physical representation it condensed in based upon the body that you in. So this is something that you always need to learn how to put discipline behind and see the attributes that can get you into prosperous lands and stuff. And that's how you look at it from an esoteric perspective. You know what I'm saying? So it's about the internal. So Aries is not about being self-centered as Leo. It's not about being selfish, right? It's about, can you be cool with yourself in your own skin, in your own space? Can you be selfish to yourself? Can you respect yourself to choose the right external perceptions first? Taurus, are you grounded and are you rich in spirit? Is you grounded in spirit first before, oh, I take my socks and shoes off and put it in the ground and this means I'm grounded? Then a few hours later, you to reprobate gossiping all the time, or you to reprobate creating all these scenarios that make other people watch channels like mine and be like, yes, bitch, yes, clean as go. So shut your smack monkey ass up. But for the most part, it means the internal first. Are you grounded internally? Are you secure internally? Are you the type of person who get rid of insecurities internally first? Then you play out the external, I'm secure because I got money energy. You ain't gonna be able to make that external version if you ain't secure inside of yourself to the point that you ain't smelling your own butt too much and you think you too good to work at damn Taco Bell. You know that, oh, I can go to Taco Bell, get more hours than others, get another job, collect that money, and leave both of these jobs. That's the Taurus way. Taurus know how to stack and hustle. The higher octave ones. I don't know about the lower octave ones. Higher octave ones. You know what I'm saying? Every Taurus I know. And one of my favorite cousins is a Taurus. And so he automatically higher octave. Shout out to Peso Bad Diddy. But every Taurus I know in my life, that's the higher octave one. One, one, two. Almost to the point that you got to actually remind them that there's spirituality involved and stuff like that. Because they'll be on a 1, 2 so much that you can see the bad stuff that happened in that world too, that if they had a little bit more of the relaxing Virgos, add more spiritual mutable to their fixated energy and stuff like that, they good to go. They good to go. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be no such thing as Chris Brown going upside Rihanna's head. You know what I'm saying? He would have been secure inside of himself before he seen, them inboxes that she had. He would have been secure. Like, well, I don't really got to be that mad because she in the limousine with me. You know what I'm saying? That's how a real man look at it, though. That's how Aries look at it. Aries could care less. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you that right now. Aries don't care about none of that tit for tat type stuff. What make it real to an Aries is you just with Aries in Aries space. That's what make it real to an Aries. Aries like actions louder than words. Sometimes earth signs and air signs, y'all the thinkers. So y'all like words more than actions. And sometimes y'all be rocking fire and water signs to sleep. Because y'all rock us to sleep so good, 6 months go down the line and we still be waiting for the actions. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make the words sound real good. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't about nothing. Y'all ain't about nothing. You know what I'm saying? But, yay. Ooh. Instant oil candlestick. That was an instant oil candlestick. You too. But I had a point. Yeah. that's what shows us. Well, we don't care about all that stuff. Especially to a fire sign, that scares to death going into an inbox because fire sign's already aware, so we already know what we're gonna see. So we don't even care like that. Air signs get all involved and create flunked out energies around that and stuff like that. Yeah, fire signs ain't got no time with that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking for all that. The actions speak louder than the words. You in a limousine with me right now. That's all I need to know about as a word. The action. You in a limousine with me right now. An air sign and an earth sign, they the thinkers. So it gotta be a little bit more. The Saphio part of it. Oh, you in a limousine with me. Where you just come from and all this, that, and third. All that other type stuff that fire signs ain't got no time for all that. Ain't no time for all that shit. I'm saying that water signs don't really got no time for that either. Water and fire care more about the actions. Air and earth care more about the words and stuff like that. So every now and then, the earth and the air sign can rock the fire and water signs to sleep a little bit based on a whole bunch of words. And then we'd be waiting around for the actions and stuff. I'm saying, and then the water and fire signs be rocking the air and earth signs to sleep. That ain't even really rocking to sleep. It be putting y'all in a position to still take advantage of us, because we still be putting in all the actions without the words, and then y'all will make up a frustration about the words. Oh, but why you don't ever say you love me? Or why you don't talk? Or why you don't do that? Man, we doing the actions. Don't you see the actions we doing? We doing all the spiritual stuff. Like, we try to see that. We try to figure you out to see if you're going to do that, the actions. You know what I'm saying? And that's the little confusion when water and fire get together with air and earth. Friendships, relationships, all that stuff. Sometimes the air and the earth signs be waiting on the water and fire signs to say something, and the water and fire signs be waiting on the air and earth signs to do something. And when none of those get met, they start creating self-sabotaging energies where it don't have to, because it might be lack of communication, because that's the failure of all relationships, communication. And then the water and fire, they got an issue too. And the air and earth, they got an issue too. But I don't feel like going into all the details. We might go into alignments right now. So for the most part, when we start talking about Libra energies, now we got this new moon in Libra. So this is going to be a whole new way of feeling or dealing with the emotions, the moon, about the space that is in. Our relationships and how we relate to others and how we relate to ourselves and our inner energy and stuff like that. So that's where we're going to be creating new emotions and feelings around. Our relationships, how we relate to others, what's sufficient or not, is we taking the short end of the stick or not. And you're going to have a whole new feeling about it. Like you're going to have a epiphany. New moons play out as epiphanies, internally, personal epiphanies. And yeah, that's how full new moons, lunar eclipses, and solar eclipses, and things of that nature. Wait a minute. Lunar eclipses is a full moon. Lunar eclipses play out as an external, someone else changes something for you, or object or opportunity opening for you, right? The solar eclipse play out as an internal epiphany. You know what I'm saying? So you have an internal epiphany where you got to change your heart or something. Then the lunar eclipse is when it's the moon and the sun is in opposite positions, that play out as an external epiphany. Some outside reference of something that you're interacting with has a change of heart, whether a person, place, or thing. The thing could be something that you're doing. Let's use a video game for an example. You could always be losing on 2K online or playing with your buddies, and now during that time you start winning. That's the thing opportunity opening up. If it's a place that you was experiencing blockages, now start opening up. If it's a person who felt one way felt more of a way that's more relatable to you during that transit. So that's how I play out when we're having a lunar eclipse, a full moon. You know what I'm saying? But when we having a solar eclipse, a new moon, you have a change of heart, not no outside reference. So the video game, you might still be losing in 2K, but you might feel a different way about losing. You might not let it react or you might not let it affect you as much, or if you a lower octave person, you might let it affect you more than it usually do. You know what I'm saying? The opportunity might still not open, but you no longer feel the same way about that opportunity. You may change your heart on even wanting to do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? If it's a person, you may change the way you feel about that person. If it's another type of octave, without considering high or low, based on what the energy you in, you might have a change of heart to like the person, or based upon the previous position, you might have a change of heart to dislike the person. But at the same time, that's how the new moon play out, the solar eclipse. It play out as an internal epiphany, and the lunar eclipse, the full moon, play out as an external epiphany. You don't necessarily change. but the outside references change, and then you have to deal with changing with that. Like, oh, I'm winning now, or no, I'm losing now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Perfect time to hit the go get scratch off tickets and stuff like that at the gas station, because so many people have bought up the tickets before that time. So by the time the winning tickets be there, it'll be the time you go there during the full moon or new moon, when everyone is already didn't care less to buy it because they already lost throughout the whole week, or probably spent $40 on scratch offs and only won $20 back. So that made them be like, oh hell nah. And by the time they say hell nah, is during the new moon, and then that's when you go get the ticket and you get the winning one, because everybody bought all the losing ones. Because it's a psyop. When they get a fresh roll, it's the first couple, then it's the center, then it's the last. Anyone in between be the losing ones. So if you get a handful of the first roll, you'll get one or two losing ones, but you'll get the majority winning ones. Once you get 20 cards down in the pack, you start to be into like hundreds of the losing ones. Once all those get bought, and they get to the center of the roll of the lottery tickets that the gas station probably just got fresh, then you get to the winning rolls again. Then that's only like 20 of them. Then it gets to like 100 or 200 to the next roll until you get to the last layer. Then it'll be like 20 winning cards again. So it's always the first layer, center layer, last layer, if y'all want to know that trick. When it comes to scratching, I help mad people out in real life, to the point that I don't even do that because I don't have to. And anytime you're in that type of position, you get to look at something from the outside in, automatically that's equilibrium witchcraft. You automatically can see something without being in the desire through the distractions of the reason is why you're doing it in the first place. So when you do jump back in that world to be interested in, you might not care to do it, and you can help others do it better. And that's one thing I learned. The first layer of the roll be like 20, 15 or 20, and even one or two or three of those will be losing ones. But you could catch those. That'll be the winning ones. Then there's about 150. I mean, I ain't gonna say that's over exaggeration. I say about 70 to 100 of the next to get before it gets to the center layer. I mean, before I get to the almost center layer, the mid row, and then for the most part, that'll be the next 20 groups winning lottery ticket, and then the next 75 to 100 before it gets to the center, I'll be losing ones. And then once you get to the center, that's the last layer. And then it'll do that little 20 cycle again, and probably like 2 or 3 or 4 of them that's wrong. I mean, that's a one that's you don't win. You know what I'm saying? So, and sometimes if you go to the gas station, they'll tell you that. Ask them, is this a fresh roll? You know what I'm saying? Ask them, is this a fresh roll or not? Whatever lottery tickets you get, ask them if it's a fresh roll. And if let's say you just starting, right? If you just starting, it takes a little time, and you may get it wrong. But what happens is you built up correspondence of knowing when the lottery tickets come in and out. Because once you start being there all the time, the gas station dude know you, or the chick know you, or not even just that. The store, even just you buying it and participating, you're starting to realize what role you're interacting with. And now you're going to start to catch it better. And then now you're going to know what part of the role you're at when you're getting ready to buy it. And you're going to know what days not to buy it, and what day to go up there that you caught the right day and stuff like that. And the more you pay attention, the more you'll be able to be aware of stuff you wasn't aware of before. You will be able to even start calculating being more right by even seeing the size of the roll. And you'll be like, all right, now I'm familiar of how rolls look when they fresh now and stuff like that. Okay, so this toilet roll of lottery tickets right now, this look like it's by the center. All right, this is the day to buy some. Or this look like it's by the end. That's the day to buy some. You see what I'm saying? You got to build your own rapport, relationship. It's build a relationship with the esoteric world. And anything you do beyond lottery tickets, it'll play out like that also. You know what I'm saying? It's called, that's how it's like a relationship with the universe, if you want to use that term. You're more paying attention to patterns. You're more paying attention to like character and pattern other than the object itself. If you get what I'm saying. Once you understand the character and the pattern of something, the object itself, you will start to see it's just a mechanism. And you'll be like, oh, okay, I can get with this program. And then you will start to see a lot of same characters and patterns in different solid things in the world. It could be something, for an example, it could be a tree and a bushes. But you'll be able to see like, oh, both of them got the mechanism of growing. I know that's a dumb example, but you know how to take that into like regular things in your life to be able to know what I'm trying to say. Like you'll be able to find correspondence of the same thing in two totally different objects. That puts you ahead of the game. That puts you ahead of the game, right? You get a little closer to God right there. A little closer to God. It's like an esoteric mechanism. And when you get there, you'll start to realize, oh, this type of stuff right here is too petty. I can't be trying to call somebody to talk about stuff like this. I don't care if it's somebody I talk to about everything. Not this. It's not even that type of party. I got to just keep experiencing this and reach something in that, like an event that show me something in reality that I can make a parable off of that make me feel like I could teach. And then it's not even fully what I'm experiencing. Because it's like you'll start to realize it's like God taking you on some type of journey that really is just for you. Like you kind of got to know that. Now, this is like a journey just for you. So it's deep though. But when you get into some and like a good relationship with that, you will see what I'm saying. It's not even a person. It's not even something you could come up with to be like, it's a person controlling that because you got a mind. It's just a mechanism. And you'll be like, oh, this is kind of what we all got as a power. And if we all utilize our individual superpowers, it'll be a superhero heroine world. You know what I'm saying? Rather male or female. Oh, it's that shining light. Male or female. But it's like you'll be in a situation where you like, oh, okay, that's what I'm here to do. And when you bring that energy and add it into an inanimate object, that puts you into a situation where now you're starting to realize what we're supposed to do. And now you're starting to realize why you've been failing. Because you've been doing this all along just for purposes that you're unaware of. You didn't know what you was doing, so someone else was using your mind, making you give your energy esoteric currency to something that benefit them more than you. And that's when you'll start to realize like, oh, okay, next eon, I'm gonna make sure I'm straight. I'm gonna make sure I start remembering at the age of 3. I'm gonna make sure I can't keep coming back here because it's teamwork makes the dream work. And for the most part, they like a team right now, and they got your grandma and everybody doing what they want us to do, whether we think we're doing it or not. For example, we could be here preaching spirituality online all we want. This is one of the things they want us to do, to be online so they can see how everybody living and see what we're giving our attention to. So no matter what you do, when it comes to people who run the world, they low-key got the game sold up no matter how much you think you trying. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. They got the game sold up. I get jealous because I'm a spiritual narc. Not no in the physical flesh one. I don't care to do that to try to prove nothing to humans and stuff like that. But in the spiritual world and then filtering through that in the solid world, yeah, I am. I get jealous when they got that kind of ability. And I can't make that happen and force other people, and not even force, make other people think like that. It's like no matter what I do, so I get jealous of stuff like that. But I ain't no spiritual hater. I'm a spiritual narc, but I ain't no spiritual hater. I don't necessarily hate the game in that area. When y'all hear me get into this dialogue, that's when y'all start hearing me talk like I'm not hating on Masons. I'm just respecting game and doing shadow work, aka casting stones at myself because I don't have the ability. And I'm glad I came as an Aries because I'm the higher octave. So that's what I deal with, ego. I'm not ashamed to say stuff like that. Because my mission is bigger anyway. The little people like humans and stuff, I done did all y'all type stuff, right? I ain't nothing to be ashamed of and that type stuff. I ain't got nothing to be ashamed. But so I took my shame energy, which is an energy we all get to experience because it's teamwork makes the dream work. It ain't what we do, it's how we do it. I choose to experience it the way I want to. And I'm a broad spirit. So my shame comes from bigger responsibilities, bigger circumstances, bigger stuff. I'm ashamed that I ain't at the round table discussing gas prices. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm ashamed of. I got that kind of mind. So I feel like that's the position. You know what I'm saying? That's how God children think. I feel ashamed that I wasn't at the round table to be the one to throw the idea around, the fart cloud idea around, like why we got to use gas. Like I'm, you know what I'm saying? Beyond electricity and stuff, I would have been on something else. Real stuff. I would have made up something like we could use air. Learn how to encapsulate air and stuff. I was saying, so create air, create a charge out of air, because it's the same thing as everything else. So if you could create a machine, forget that big Hadron Collider thingy that y'all making us waste our taxes on. We can make a Hadron Collider with air. Which y'all, that's technically what y'all doing, but y'all putting stuff in it. False particles. No, look how air is created. So instead of creating a greenhouse, right, we will create a circumstance that creates a cycle on its own. And we will start to see many suns being created. Because I'm trying to show y'all how to create energy without that circumstance of which y'all be lost in is false carbon and toxic and stuff that you can just look at nature and we can do these things natural with our mind. You know what I'm saying? Create many suns and stuff like that. All we have to do is encapsulate nature, not manipulate nature. Keyword, encapsulate nature. Look at it, study it, not manipulate nature. That's all the shadow government is doing. Ooh, that's all the shadow government is doing. Manipulating nature, not encapsulating nature. So you got to peep game. Yeah, y'all hit that like button too in this thing. But for the most part, yeah, when we start to talk about Libra in this thing, right? And what do I mean by this? When you encapsulate nature, right, that's creating a greenhouse to do a microcycle of how wind work or air to create seas and stuff like that. When you manipulate nature, that's you taking from it and trying to create a mimic version of it. So that's what the science do, manipulate nature. They don't encapsulate nature to see how things work. They manipulate it to try to see how it works. And that creates a lot of destruction because that's how we got alchemists mixing one chemical with another chemical, and now we got stupid stuff. I got to mix and master that song too. I was listening to it. It ain't mixed. Yeah, I was in a rush anyway. The whole mixtape actually done. I just mixing them all, mixing everything. You know what I'm saying? Libra season. But look, check this out, right? DJ Libra. Shout out to all my Libras out there. So look, this is what y'all need to pay attention to. Everybody gonna have a new change of heart and things of that nature when it comes to how you see relationships or how you conduct and even start relationships. Always remember this from a moral space. How a relationship start is how it ends. So you always need to be very careful and pay very close attention to each moment. When you're starting something, and if you're already involved, pay attention if you're starting to feel that tit for tat energy, and this person is too that you're in a relationship with. Pay attention, not to the physical actions that's tit for tat, but the character that's causing the tit for tat. You're going to start to see it's the fart cloud cycle coming in y'all space that it originated where y'all first got together. See what I'm saying? So that fart cloud when y'all first got together is now in the same space y'all in now with a whole bunch of extra energy and stuff. So it could be things that once upon a time you liked with all kind of other stuff that y'all went through as experiences being put in y'all current situation, now filtered through traits you don't like anymore. And you would even use the traits that it's coming with as an example of why you don't like the individual no more in general. To the point that just them having a socks kicked up on the goddamn coffee table bother you. Where Dark Cloud, when y'all originally got together, the mind form y'all was connected together with the mind sex, that wasn't there. And they probably had their feet on the coffee table all kinds of times. You probably was dickmatized all too much or twatmatized so much that wasn't an issue at the time. You was too distracted to pay attention to their feet always been on the coffee table, and they always ate the last pieces of cereal in the cereal box. But then once that accumulation go with all the other experiences and stuff like that, when that come back around, you start to realize that, and you would even pick that based on you being frustrated with another thing that ain't even got nothing to do with their feet being on the table or them eating the last bowl of the cereal. So this is tit for tat, where the tat ain't necessarily the tit, but you're using the tit to describe your frustration with the tat. And then that's when y'all just playing esoteric pity pat. Y'all both childish. Y'all both nuts. Y'all just need a break for a second. You see what I'm saying? Because, man, I live in the hood. I seen that type of game go too long for people and created weird outcomes. Like it go too long when it's stretching 3 weeks. It's stretching 3 months. Somebody about to end up under somebody's SUV. Somebody about to end up in somebody's jail. And before that 3 weeks and 3 months in, as an outcome, y'all both or multiple parties and third parties and 9 strings of parties and stuff be seeming like y'all all having a good time with that toxicity. Y'all be having some other things y'all proving. So the whole situation be toxic in general, but everybody involved in the situation, third, fourth party and stuff like that, they don't look at it as toxic. They're trying to prove other things. One person trying to prove to one person that they can take the other person's time more than the other person. The other person trying to prove how much they don't care about who got more time than the other. Other one trying to prove that they don't need neither of them, but feel the necessary need to broadcast it. And then that is just toxic. Just toxic. Real stuff. It's just toxic. So for the most part, that's it. Everybody about to be going through like situations like this. If you lower Octavite up, then you about to be going all this with like the Velveeta cheese on the macaroni and stuff like that. You get sparkles and stuff, a Mayer or Kroger's or something like that. John Eagle. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff in the food section in Walmart. You know what I'm saying? So y'all gotta peep game, you know what I'm saying? Right now, the relationship energy is your main focus, and everybody gotta focus on how they relate or their relationships in general. And if you get in the short end of the stick or not, and you're gonna have the change of heart. So it might be things that was going good for you last week that once this new moon happened and you don't like it no more. You know what I'm saying? You probably was getting stigmatized real good or traumatized real good. Now all of a sudden you complaining about you want another position or something like that. And then wasn't nothing wrong. You weren't complaining yesterday or last. You know what I'm saying? So don't get into those demiurges and stuff like that, because really it ain't got nothing to do with that in a different position. Or they got everything to do with something else is unfulfilled. And you're using that tit as an excuse for that tat that's unfulfilled. You know what I'm saying? And then can't nobody mind read, especially if you ain't did enough shadow work and you don't even know what you necessarily want. You just get ready to create a self-sabotaging energy. Where your husband or your wife or your family or somebody, they don't know what you want. You complaining, but when we asking you what you want, you still don't know. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You just get confused. You're retarded. I'll say all that Libra energy. So this is what we all can experiencing too right now. Then for the most part, this goes for Mercury. Everything gonna be conjuncting. We're gonna have this stellium. So our thoughts gonna be flunked out. Mercury, our actions and how we view things and how we may be viewed gonna be flunked out. The sun and our emotional space gonna be flunked out. The moon, and it's gonna be flunked out when it comes to looking at our relationships and how we relate to others. You know what I'm saying? So you might be creating some weird energies that ain't got nothing to do with good relating and good networking, and you're gonna think you're comfortable with that and stuff like that, and put yourself into some circumstance where you ain't even got nobody to create no balance with. You ain't got nobody to cuff. You ain't got nobody to be in no good circumstance with. You ain't got nobody to place yourself into a situation where you can have some balance. You can have some goddamn fairness, because your ass probably got too narky and had a new feeling and emotion, and it really just some stuck up energy, men or women. So that could play out too. You know what I'm saying? Where extreme stuck up energy could be had. You know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure that you ain't stuck up for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like God ain't say you gotta be stuck up with a plunger up your butt you can't work at McDonald's. God ain't say that. God ain't say that. God ain't said you can't be so stuck up that you probably can be a tarot card reader or astrologer, but you probably ain't got enough courage to do it. You know what I'm saying? God ain't said that that's an excuse to say that, oh, that's not for me. You know what I'm saying? So y'all got a peep game. But y'all don't be knowing how to peep game. Y'all just be in some type of weird situation where it's like, oh, universe this, up, my life that, up, Jesus take the wheel, up. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And then, goddamn it, that's how you start to relate. And that ain't got nothing to do with Libra moon. You know what I'm saying? You might make it have something to do with this how I get fairness in my life. Jesus Christ. Or something like that. But you just float out. You just trying to cheat. That's all. And Libra's low key like Sagittarius too. They be blaming stuff on God sometimes too. But every now and then they're blaming on the money or something like that, or blaming on fairness and unbalance, because Saturn is exalted here. So how they start seeing reality or something like that. If their relationship ain't lit like other people's relationships or something like that, they'll blame it on that. They'll blame cheating on you on some frivolous, surface level, superficial type stuff because Saturn is exalted here. So it take Venus and make it practical. So a Libra will fall out of love with you because you probably lost your job or something like that. It ain't got nothing to do with all those emotional connections y'all had and actions you seen and those words that they was giving you to make you feel like those actions was real. You know what I'm saying? Because it was all talk and stuff like that. But let you start showing actions like you got fired from your job and see how quick those words change and those actions change from that goddamn Libra. Libras ain't shit. Don't let no goddamn Libra fool you. They can talk a whole good game because you got that job. Yeah, so that's why they can talk that good game and stuff like, you know what I'm saying? Let you lose that job and see how quick and sharp they words get. And shit. You know what I'm saying? Real thing about nothing. About nothing. Well, stop. Shout out to all my Libras that watch my channel. Y'all can't do no wrong. Y'all don't do no wrong. Shoot. Oh, sad, real stuff. But I love y'all for the bottom. But like I said though, Libra season, having flight days, y'all got too many bad examples out here. I'm sorry, Will Smith. There's too many bad examples. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Nick Cannon. Too many bad examples. Young boy. Too much. Doja Cat. You see what I'm saying? Do I gotta go on? I'm saying real stuff. Like, I don't know what's wrong with y'all and stuff like that. See, I don't know if y'all bumped y'all head and, like, you know what I'm saying, in the esoteric world before y'all even got to y'all mother. Like, y'all had to bump y'all spiritual head and be like, yeah, this perfect. Let me come down here through the time of the end of September all the way to the middle and low-key the end of October. No, nobody told you to be born at that time. Nobody told you to be born somewhere after, goddammit, September 23rd and 4th. Nobody told you to do that. Like, you had to bump your head in the spiritual world. Had to before you even went in your mother and picked a parent. Had to. Say you can't. You ain't about to convince me no other thing. You ain't about to convince me nothing else. Y'all smack monkeys. I'm a cash cow. And other than that, only a Libra. You beef with me, you beef forever. Only a Libra say something like that. Oh, throw down, Cardi. Only a Libra. That's it. Stop. You the only person thinking about somebody else forever. Like, you think I'm thinking about somebody else forever? I think I want to create a military, get rid of everybody so I can be somewhere peaceful alone. That's your opposite side right there, Aries. See what I'm saying? That makes it better. You the only person want to sit around thinking about somebody else who probably ain't even thinking about you. But in your mind, you thinking about them. They beefing with you forever. Y'all Libras ain't nothing. Y'all ain't about nothing. Think about yourselves sometimes. What's wrong? Yeah, y'all can learn that from your opposite side. Use my channel for an example. Don't go to that. I love y'all. Don't go to that. Oh, smack monkeys. Real stuff. But yeah, we all have that change of heart. You know what I'm saying? We all gonna have that change of heart. Not changing, breaking happy homes. Not changing best friends, because one best friend ain't on no mind reader. Not changing favorite family members. So not changing jobs because one job you just got lazy, but in your mind it's other people and they got you doing wrong to you and stuff. How somebody doing you wrong got work and you ain't there? Yeah, Libras ain't about nothing. Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy on me. But yeah, y'all say hopefully y'all get y'all life together. All y'all get y'all lives together. Real shit, y'all need it. Y'all need it right now. Y'all need all the zodiac signs, especially y'all opposite sign. So make sure y'all paying attention to the house. Chiron is in. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all pay attention to the house. North Node is in. Y'all get a little bit more spiritual. Thinking about your damn self for a little bit. That's it. But yeah. So like I said, Mars getting ready to go into goddamn Virgo. I mean Scorpio getting ready to go home for a little bit and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? And we got Venus in Virgo. And we're going to have this little stellium in Libra when it comes to the sun, moon, and Mercury. So it's going to put us in this extra flunked out energy where it might make us focus more on Libra things than the other energies we might need to pay attention to, the other chakra systems of this being that the Masons think we live in, and stuff like that. So see, I was getting lit when I was breaking down Draco like a person and stuff like that and all this. Yeah, Shadow Government is like, yeah, put him in the algorithm. Give him 1,000 live stream viewers all the time. And so, you know what I'm saying? Until I told y'all, hey, y'all, I'm about to do this. And I don't really mean that. It's the actual mind state. And that's the witchcraft they got us in. The Lucifer characteristics, draconic transfers. They like, oh, what is this? Nah, they shadow ban him. Get him. Get him. Real stuff. They like, they got me bad. They're like, yeah, get him. He ain't supposed to know that part of it. I thought he was talking about it the way we wanted him to talk about it. I'm saying real stuff like that. They don't want y'all to get y'all power back and somebody talking like that. Like, but to get him. Get him. Take him out of the demonetizations. Take him out of the monetizations. Real stuff. And I started going so hard for my people in the spiritual community, and like there was a no point of no return. Shadow Government has said, man, F Uriel. He doing the same thing he did in the Bible again. F him. Let's teach him a lesson. Let's cast him away. Let's not give him no acceptance of God on this earth. None of that and stuff like that. Let's indoctrinate all the humans to go against him in some way. Like I synced all the fart clouds and stuff. They does like, let's make Uriel come back home because we need you, Uriel. Stop hurting our feelings, roasting us. That's all that was. After I had a few talks with said, I was like, oh, that's all that was. I was like, this all that is. Y'all feelings hurt me. Y'all ain't about nothing either. Then to that day, humanity became garbage to me. As a whole. I'll say as a whole, real stuff. As a black hole that everybody's stuck in. There ain't nothing inside of a black hole but a collection of light. That's it. And light get created based upon atmospheres. Atmospheres. You know what I'm saying? So the only light you're gonna see if you within an atmosphere. So there ain't no such thing as seeing a light outside of an atmosphere. And a group of atmospheres outside of the atmosphere you in producing the light. The atmospheres, they all connected. You either gonna see the light or you ain't. Ain't no such thing as you being outside of an atmosphere and there's an atmosphere distance to you and you'll be able to see it. That's stupid. That don't even make no goddamn sense. That atmosphere will be connected to this atmosphere in some type of way. And them interacting creates a light that we'll all be able to see. So don't ever get lost in them trying to make you believe when you look in the sky, there's a such thing as constellations. Ain't no man and woman ever looked in the sky and see no constellation, no groups of stars, and no star formation either. Only formation you making is when you construct a thought and make sense out of it. That's the star formation. Your ideas, stars, constellations, and when you construct an idea out of it, that's you creating a formation. That's it. Now they trying to throw satellites up there. They don't got enough satellites that can stay in a cycle long enough. You're not always seeing the same satellites when they be throwing Venus up there and the satellites up. Sometimes they crash. When they crash, that's what they be saying, like a meteorite is coming here and that. No, it's just a motherfucking satellite that's outdated. You got to throw another one in that same position, bitch. That's it. That's it. I'm saying it's the real stuff. It ain't really about nothing else that they try to get y'all lost in. When you understand it from a real aspect. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be inside of an atmosphere, and all atmospheres come together to produce the light. So for the most part, that's false. And a light is a condensing. So any form of light anyway has to be close within an atmosphere. There is no such thing as a light being created further away from condensity. The third dimension is condensity. It takes an accumulation. And those accumulations is what I'm calling an atmosphere that produces a light. And a light is the form of the physical world manifesting. So any science or NASA telling you there's stars far away is retarded. It's made up. And them satellites ain't even far away. I'm saying they in the stratosphere, not the atmosphere, a little bit above the atmosphere, the stratosphere. Pardon me. Real stuff. So everything is based off the sun and moon positions. That's it. And then we make allegories of the position that the sun and moon once was in. So when the sun ain't there no more, we're still making allegories about that position. And this created the concept of allegory and what made anthropomorphize in such an art. because when we start to realize we was right, it ain't linear, it's a cycle. So it's their concept of being right. But when we realize, okay, when it's in that position again, these same characteristics play out, as above, so below. The same season play out, and as above, the same mental strain we go through, and the allegory that we're coming up with to make why it happened that way. We still see the sun going at high noon, 12 p.m. Mentally, as below, we still seeing it become summertime, or 12 p.m. noon for us down here. So as above, we're trying to figure out, okay, we got to construct the thought of why it's doing that, and as below, what's actually happening, make a correspondence to it. And that's how you have an equilibrium energy of looking at reality. You know what I'm saying? So when people hate on astrology, they do not know what they're hating on. They're basically hating on something through the lens of a filtering system of a bias based upon a dislike and a lack of something that they have in their life that ain't got nothing to do with anything that they're into. And then when they get into stuff based upon their lack and their bias, for the most part, they'll use other people's knowledge to debunk something that they don't even know what they're debunking. Never be in a position to argue for or against something. Always being in a position where you just understand something. So when it comes to the Bible, you're not trying to debunk it, and you're not trying to get out of it like it's something to hate. You're looking at it as is, what it was meant to be understood, and things of that nature. So the only thing you'll hate is when people got the wrong interpretation, because people start speaking about it as not in the context of how it's written and what it mean and stuff like that. People make up their own stuff, and then the things that people accumulate to make up their own stuff be the piggybacking of previous humans that lived and died, and all they flunked out ass thoughts. So a person be up under multiple layers of indoctrination to come up with their justification of why they believe something. You know what I'm saying? It goes deeply and unwarranted, where shadow work is not even knowing where to start when it comes to a person who heavily religious or something like that. And that's what make this world completely be that's what make this world Luciferian. You know what I'm saying? Because of that lack of knowledge. It makes the world very Luciferian and stuff. And then for the most part, everybody is using spirituality or religion in any type of concepts for the sake of something to have to do with the regular world. And this is how the shadow government chalked it up to be. And when you're not able to realize that, you'll be thinking you living holy, but living very demonic. And all of these energies is how we're supposed to relate to ourselves, especially when the sun is going through its fall time. Libra. And we're going to experience the death and transition of something that we have to take power and control over when the sun goes into Scorpio. Then we're going to be enlightened on those experiences to develop more wisdom around when the sun goes into Sagittarius. So I'm saying, then when the sun goes into Capricorn, we're supposed to be somewhere, substantiated and having something to stand on with discipline based upon what we have learned. Then that can easily smooth us to be entrepreneurs and be able to utilize that same knowledge with other individuals that's like-minded. Sun going in Aquarius, then all of our dreams will actually come true with the sun going in Pisces. Then we'll be able to start the year fresh with being that actual representation when the sun going to Aries. You know what I'm saying? Then be able to make a lot of money off of it, stabilize ourselves, and start building it when the sun going to Taurus. Be able to communicate it, and other people will be able to talk about it from a distance, and people will be able to be put onto it. Sun going into Gemini, and for the most part, we'll be able to emotionally feel what we have done. And in summertime, we could turn up and stuff like that. Then Leo, sun going into Leo, everybody get their attention for the things that they started to manifest if they're going with the seasonal transition of planting seeds and seeing that fruit that you bear grow. Then Virgo, you get to harvest that. You get to take everything that you accumulated and all this attention and having fun and being youthful and giving entertainment or attention to these things. You get to harvest that and sit down somewhere and relax for a little bit and make sure you're planning and harvest season, Virgo. And then we back right now with the sun in Libra, right? Cuffing season, or learning fairness or balance, or learning how to communicate or network, so you're sharing space and communicating with the right individuals to be able to spring that over. Again, you know what I'm saying? So pay attention to the house you got Libra in, because the house you got Libra in is going to be the area of life that you're going to experience epiphany, where you're going to have a change of heart. So if you got Libra in the first house, you're going to have a change of heart on how to communicate or how to relate to others, or who you want to share your space and stuff, to see if it's an equilibrium or who's having the short end of the stick or not when it comes to your personal life. Second house, you're gonna have a change of heart on how you feel and gain balance and stuff like that when it comes to the things you value, people, places, and things that you value. You might start seeing that it's people that you value that don't value you the same. So you might change that. Even going back to the first house, right? You might start seeing that it's people you're sharing your personal space with that don't necessarily resonate with the things that you're personally interested in. You know what I'm saying? Third house, you might find yourself being in a situation where you have a change of heart of the kind of relationships you have amongst your friends, the relationship you have with your environment. And you might feel like the environment is not supportive to the full maximum percentage level of the stick that you're trying to hold that leads to your goals. Let's say if you got Libra in the fourth house, you're going to be in a situation where you might start having a change of heart or an epiphany or things of that nature when it comes into um, your home, family, domestic issues. And you might be trying to consider creating another home, creating other friends to make them closer to you privately to consider them family. Or might be in a situation of, changing different family members and stuff like that as who your favorite individuals to talk to or something like that. Or just domestic issues or things that you need to think about yourself to develop more balance in so you can be in a sufficient more place for others when it comes to your emotional heart place, your heart space. If you got Libra in the fifth house, you're going to have a change of heart when it comes to the way you express yourself and how you communicate that based on the things that you entertain, have fun, and enjoy yourself with, or what keeps you youthful. If you got Libra in the sixth house, you're going to be in a situation where you might have a change of heart how you communicate with individuals at work, or when it comes to relating with inside yourself when you're putting actions towards the things you're working on, or your responsibilities and things of that nature, so your duties and obligations and tasks. If you got Libra in the seventh house, you might have a change of heart on how you're looking at your relationships or how you relate to others in general, and you're being forced to take charge and power and control over that area and things of that nature. And when you don't, you might reproduce the same results that's frustrating you. Libra in the eighth house, you might have a change of heart when it comes to your sexual partner, your sexuality that you like to communicate about. You might stop wanting to communicate to other individuals about how many people you had sex with, or just those type of conversations itself in some way. You may have a change of heart, or you might be on the opposite energy. These are things you wasn't talking about previously, and now when the new moon happened in your eighth house, these are things you want to start talking about and want to start having more fairness and balance when it comes to opening dialogue with those type of energies that's dealing with the eighth house that you want to feel fairness and balance in or relate to another individual with, especially when it comes to your deep desires, passions, motivations, and things you need to take power and control over. You might even consider needing a psychologist at this time, which I don't recommend it if you're a man. I recommend if you need that, contact me. But other than that, these are things you may be considering to help some deep shadow work or something you're trying to transform, and you're open to communicate with others and initiate that conversation, aka get up and find someone to talk to, so you don't have to feel like you're taking a short end of the stick with inside yourself during this particular time of holding on to too much manipulating energies. Let's say if you got Libra in the ninth house, you might have a change of heart when it comes to who you're relating or communicating or sharing your space with when it comes to traveling internally, broadening and opening your mind up, not keeping it in a small world, or traveling externally, going to locations that you want to learn from or experience or be educated or, just being involved with, or when it comes to your morality or taking advice or giving advice. These are things that you might have a change of heart on, being open to initiate conversations with individuals who share that life with you in that area of life, of people who you regularly know. Now, if you got Libra in the 10th house, you might have a change of heart when it comes to your status, which you're known for, how you're seen, and will ultimately can become your career and your popularity level when it comes to talking about that. So you might not want to talk to everybody about your business, talk to everybody about your career, talk to everybody about what you got going on right now. You might even slide away from how you feel about gossip or being involved into other people's business when it comes to the lower octave of it, gossip, not the materializing of it. So you might have a change of heart on these things, or you might even jump into the other energy. If you already was like that, you might jump into being more gossipy right now, or you might jump into, because you might feel like you're getting a short end of the stick if you're not opening up your throat chakra in that area. Now, 11th house, if you got Libra in 11th house, you're going to find yourself having a change of heart when it comes to your associations and what you are associated with, and still trying to consider, or start trying to consider, if you're guilty by association, or you're mixing mingling with the right individuals or not, or if they're like-minded, or is it respectable when it comes to you having your public persona or receiving public gains, or could you put yourself around different associations as far as people, places, and things that can make you get more public gain or a better public persona, or is you at shame being guilty by association? Right now, you're going to have a change of heart based upon looking at what you are associated with. And then Libra in the 12th house, you're going to have a change of heart when it comes into your dreams, imaginations, and your fantasies based on who you communicate your faith and beliefs to and stuff with your dreams and imagination. You're going to have a change of heart, and for the most part, you're going to start to feel like you're getting a short end of the stick of talking and initiating conversations that's based on your dreams with others too much, and they're not giving you that same reciprocation or manifesting that in real life to help you out. So for the most part, that's for all the Zodiac or Mazzaroth signs. And I love all y'all from the bottom of my heart. And let me go ahead and get back to work. Don't want to fun of that. Thank you so much for the donation, Sophia. Email me at Archangel. astrology9alchemy at gmail.com. All right, and then I'll see y'all tomorrow.